So Coda is, in essence, a coming-of-age story. It's a movie about a child of deaf adults, which is the title, Coda. And it's pretty standard. I mean, I can see why this one really cleaned up in the awards department. It won a lot of stuff, and I have a sneaking suspicion that this will get some traction near the Oscars next year. But I don't know. These coming-of-age stories I just don't connect with. I really don't. I don't find them that interesting. I don't find them that fun, really. But I did enjoy this one, at least more than I do most. It did remind me a lot of 8th Grade and Lady Bird, which were similar coming-of-age stories, high school stories. But this one just doesn't quite add up or stack up against those two, which in the last few years have sort of become the shining example of coming-of-age stories, even though those two I also didn't much care for. I like 8th Grade the best out of these three, if I'm lumping these three together. That one felt the most grounded and the most relatable, whereas there's parts of this that work in a relatable way, and there's parts of this that work in a detached way, but for the most part, it is just a standard coming-of-age story with very little to make it anything more than that.
And with social media being so prevalent, you have the advantage of being able to see people's reactions. It's very visually friendly for us as deaf people. I think there's a great opportunity to share each other's experiences.
And we get to save gas. We don't have to drive anywhere.
It's about a girl who doesn't fit in school, and then that's the movie. That's about it. I mean, she has a crush that magically works out in her favor when she joins a choir club because he's joining the choir club, which is more standard stuff. They get paired together on a duet, and push comes to shove, and they fall in love. Oh, it's not anything I haven't seen before. She works with her parents, or her dad and her brother, on a fishing boat, which they make their living off of. There's some plot there. And she also happens to be a very good singer, so she's taking lessons from this teacher who went to Berkeley and is helping her prepare to audition to get into Berkeley. Again, it is a coming-of-age story, and at times it feels like it's lost in this sea of subplots that don't really amount to a whole lot. I mean, one or the other does here or there. The fishing boats actually do amount to something. There's drama there that works. And there's drama with the singing that works, but the boyfriend just doesn't. You just pull that out, I think, entirely. It wouldn't change anything with the story. And there's also a friend of the main character who starts dating her brother, and that also is like, okay, I guess it's just there. It's nice to have, I guess. I don't know. It doesn't really go anywhere either. There's just a lot in this. There's a lot in this. And on top of all of this sea of subplots is a very standard coming-of-age story. So I just don't know. I see the appeal because it is fun in some bursts. The family dynamic is really enjoyable. Seeing these people interact with each other is fun. It's nice. The family clearly loves each other and is trying to do the best for each other while also being a family with issues, and I enjoyed that. And the dad of the family's hilarious. He has some pretty good jokes that they got across. But I don't know, it just didn't do a whole lot for me outside of that. Coming-of-age stories just don't interest me. Watching somebody deal with teenage angst for 90 to 2 hours is not something I want to take time to do anymore. I don't care. So, I mean, I'll give this a 6. I'll say that it is better than most, and it is more enjoyable than most. There is things here that work, but there is also a little bit too much going on, and the standardness of the coming-of-age story is to be expressed and emphasized.
Sean really understood our perspective as deaf people only because she collaborated with us, with the community. It's not something that you can't do. You can do it. It's obvious you can do it. It only takes someone who gets it, who is brave enough to write it and to make it happen.
So that's it. I'm free. I'm free. This is. Oh man. Man, it's cold out here. Yeah, right.